Good morning. Hey, Tom Beal here, coming to you from the morning walk. And on the morning walk, it's always my kickstart for the day. It's one of the favorite times of my day because it gives my hour of power in, where I'm able to walk 2 miles in one direction, 2 miles the other direction, get my brain going, get the blood flowing, get the oxygen flowing, just feeling good and making a great start to each and every day. And today, to make today great even more so, after I crossed over the bridge, the drawbridge, walked to the beach, walking back, came over the drawbridge, and I come up to the corner of the next street and I see a very tall gentleman. I'm looking, I'm like, hey, I think I know that guy. That's James Malinchak. So I get up to the corner, see James, and he said, hey man, I saw you yesterday driving to church, doing your video. And I saw you this morning on my way to an appointment. So I pulled over, wanted to say hi. So we sat and chatted at the corner there. And here's the big lesson. And this actually goes back to a story from a few years ago that's true. Has some sadness to it, but there's a key lesson in it. So I was working with Rich Sheffrin, brilliant marketer, businessman, and Rich and I were doing great things at Strategic Profits years ago. And it was prior to me actually working with Rich, but he shared this story. And he's like, man, I get this text in the middle of the night from one of the greatest copywriters of all time, Gary Halbert. And Gary's making a joke about him being in Boca Raton, and it's pretty funny, but won't share that. And he's like, Rich, hey, I'm in town only for a little bit, but I'm wondering if you can make some time, we can get together. And that particular day, Rich had a full calendar. He was busy. Like, man, there's nothing more I'd love to do than meet with you. This just, unfortunately, today is so slammed, I can't make it. So next time you're in town, let me know. And as life would unfold, that was, I don't know if it was the actual last communication, but it was one of the last few communications of Rich and Gary before Gary passed away unexpectedly. So the key lesson here is, and there's nothing nothing wrong with how that scenario unfolded. That's, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But the key lesson that I took away from that when I heard that, like, man, that's just a good reminder for all of us that even though we feel invincible, even though we feel and we're hopeful and God willing, we are around for years and decades to come, the bottom line is we all have that one day that's our last day. And the rub of that is none of us know when that is. So when opportunities arise to where you can stop and say hi to a friend, meaning stop, pick up the phone, call that friend, meaning, hey, you know what? We live not too far from one another. Why has it been that we haven't been able to meet and get together and hang out, etc.? Reach out and make that appointment happen because we all have those people in our phone. I have many numbers still in my phone that I'd love to see a call from. I'd love to see a call from my mom, a call from my dad, a call from a few close friends that are no longer here, and a few other family members, my grandparents. It goes on and on of people that I would love to see a call from, that I would love to sit down and have some coffee with, that I would love to have an amazing conversation with. So that message reminded me, was reminded to me today when James took the time because there's a Jim Rohn quote: "Things that are easy to do are easier not to do." He was on the way to a morning appointment. He saw me, and saying, "Oh, there's Tom," and instead of keeping going, he made the choice. You know what? Let me pull over real quick up here and say hi to him and catch up. So he pulled over, waited at that corner. We had an amazing chat. So thankful that he did. Just a tremendous man, awesome dude. Just and a beautiful conversation that we were able to have. And I'm super pumped that he's here local, even closer than before, because I foresee many more conversations happening between the two of us. But keep that in mind as you go through your day. Yes, it can be busy. Yes, we can have appointment after appointment. And there are times when there is no room to wiggle that, but schedule in some time to make some follow up to people that if you forecast it and you go 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, who would I love to hear from? Who haven't I talked to in a while, and I'd love to hear from. It'd be just great to catch up. Well, you might not be able to meet face to face in person, but you might be able to do nowadays a FaceTime call, a Zoom call, a Skype call, whatever it is to connect with those people that are important to you. Invest in those key relationships because, as mentioned, none of us have a crystal ball to know when our last day, our last week, our last month, our last year is. So embrace the moment, make today great. And James was a fantastic way to absolutely ensure that today I made, I was able to make today great. Thanks to you stopping and having that chat. I look forward to many more, and I hope this inspires you to make those reach outs a high priority because there'll come a time when you'll want to speak to those people and they're no longer here. Make today great. Chat with you soon. God bless.